So yesterday I was out in the garden, the field, planted everything, and this is my personal garden. What we've got is last year's soil, so all we're doing is actually amending the soil, bringing it up to par. There's a bunch of stuff that I use. There's also things that I'll just use from last year. One of them that I'll use from last year, any of the pots that have just been sitting around, died over winter, that's just I'm using as a filler. But what I want to do to top up my soil is I've got a whole bunch of compost. That's going to rejuvenate everything. Of course, worm castings. Even though I have the worm bins in every box, I still want to start it off, get all everything beneficials going. Always use a bit of manure. That again, but I'll lay that low, so therefore I'm getting organic manure, so it's a little bit fresh, it's a little bit hot, so I'll lay it a little bit lower on the soil. Topsoil I get very cheap, because when you're using just organics, you're going to want something for the roots to actually grow into. When you're using coconut or air, if you use that every year, all of a sudden your soil is going to get too light. You need something for the roots to grab onto. Bone meal, as always, that's going in layer after layer after layer. Eggshells, every single time. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slow. That way, if you put it in every single time you start to redo your soil, you're going to be done. Here I've got coffee grounds, but it's also my boss likes to juice, so I take all the leftover juicings, so they're basically dry. Feeds the worms, not just in the worm bins. It feeds them; they can go around, do everything. Yeah, I got my rock dust as always. I do have one thing I want to do differently, and every year I do something different. That's the point of my videos, is try, see if it works. In my actual worm bins, in every one of them, I've got this one tomato that's just wants to grow in every direction. So this time I'm actually going to plant a tomato, because I don't want to actually risk one of my peppers, because in my gardening, that's my playtime. Out in a farm, I can't be there every day. I've got a job. But in here, I get to see it every day when I go to work, when I come home. I like to see exactly what's happened throughout the day. I don't let nature just do its thing. I water it, I play with it. So I'm going to try to plant this tomato. I call it the brown Christina. It's a dark brown. It almost tastes like a peach. I don't know if you've seen one of my other videos, but I got it on a hamburger. It was the most tastiest thing I'd ever had. Organic purple tomato. So for the last 3 years, actually I just got it this year, but 3 generations, I've been growing them out in my grow room over winter and reseeding. And this is a 3rd generation, so I was hoping things would go nice, but I'll tell you, no matter what I do, it just grows. So I'm going to try planting it right into a worm bin and see what happens. If not, I've got another 2 of them. They're just going to be average. This year too, I'm also going to plant all my colder peppers right on the back, because my cold peppers are just for seeds for myself next year. The hotter peppers, where the sun hits, I'm going to deal with that. So this is all last year's. It's all shrunk down because there's so much compost, it just sinks. So these are the things I'm going to amend the soil with. And again, I don't mind throwing in old stuff. That's going to fill it up. So what I'm about to do now is plant my plants for this year, and I'll come back when it's all done. Hopefully it works out well. Cheers.